Well, welcome. My name is Cindy McDonald, and I am talking today with Patricia Nehme of Austin, Texas. And we're talking about her experience in becoming a certified educational planner. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you. Thank you.
So glad to have you here. Tell me, why was becoming a CEP important to you?
Well, it really seemed like the next logical step in my career. I wanted a way to quantify my experience beyond my professional memberships and beyond my college counseling certificate. And secondly, I had tremendous respect for those colleagues who were already CEPs. Their level of professionalism and their expertise spoke volumes to me. They exemplified excellence paired with a genuine kindness that naturally attracts followers. So that was another reason. And I wanted the highest recognition or I could have in my profession, and the highest level of accountability. And I wanted to be able to offer that to families in a way that would really garner their confidence in the value of what I bring to them. And then lastly, I think the CEP was a designation that was more like a capstone project for me. It's a way to challenge myself. It was the culmination of all of my credentials and experience.
I think that's a really good way of explaining that and putting that together. So as you were preparing and thinking about doing this, what were some of your concerns about that you had when you applied to become a CEP?
Right. Well, initially, considering the exam process, the application process, preparing for the exam seemed daunting to me. And finding the time was quite challenging. And then that little voice of self-doubt. I've been doing this forever, over 12 years. Would I be able to pass the exam?
So how were those concerns? Did you share those concerns with the commission, and how were they handled?
Well, I think that, yes, I think I shared some of them, but they were handled perfectly. And I was very fortunate. I think I had Steve Antonoff, who walked with me through this process. He was extremely kind and generous with his time. He was very patient. He explained the process, and he helped me to reframe the process. Instead of seeing it as this massive, application process and gathering of information and reviewing my campus visits, he helped me to break it down into these different pieces, sequential pieces that would build on one another, and that they were self-paced, that I was really in control of, how much time I needed for part one, how much time I needed for part two, and how much time I needed to prepare, and even how much time I needed to take the exam, and when and where to take the exam. And so he made it seem really doable. So he helped me look at it differently. He helped me know that I was in control of the time, and then he ignited a confidence in me that I will always be grateful to this gentleman, because he spoke to me in a way that elicited confidence. He brought out the best in me, and he reassured me that, I already had everything I needed. And he kept checking back in with me. He made himself available to me. It was awesome.
And we're very fortunate Steve was one of the founders of the commission, and he does exemplify all of those things. And inspiring that confidence, I think, is one of the most important things that he can do and that we can do through the commission too, because we don't always have that confidence in ourselves, but having someone who can inspire that is really key. So what are some tips that you have for preparing for the CEP exam?
Well, number one, I would seek the counsel of the CEP board. Seek out a mentor or someone like Steve. I know that he represents many other similar individuals with generous spirits and that will cheer you on to success. And then I would just think of the process in chunks. Don't think of it as, oh my gosh, I have to get all of this together. When am I going to do this? Think about, this is part 1, this is part 2, this is part 3, this is part 4. And remember that you control the time, that you can self-pace yourself. This doesn't have to be in a 6 weeks. It can be 6 months or that sort of thing. And then remember that you're ready. You're ready. You have everything you need. And no one's trying. I think one of the things that was so helpful is that you all were so transparent in what was expected and how the exam would be, what it would be about and how it would be evaluated. And that it wasn't about tricking or eliminating you. It was about helping you rise to this next level. It was awesome.
Thank you. That's very good to hear. And those are very good tips for sharing, Patricia.
Thanks.
So what are the benefits now that you've accomplished this, you've met this goal that you set, and what do you see as the benefits for yourself of having accomplished that?
I think there are numerous benefits. I think there were surprise benefits, but I think that it actually gave me the confidence to enter into more of a global conversation with other colleagues, peers, about what's happening in higher ed. I think that it helped me understand better because it's so interdisciplinary. I think the process in itself is a great exercise to stop, reflect. It became very interdisciplinary for me, and understanding history and trends. And I mean, that's kind of not where it's sort of a surprise result of this, but just the level of professionalism that I feel like I have stepped into, and more of a global conversation. And I think that it does assure families, clients, students, that I have held myself to a high level of accountability, and that I'm striving to bring them the most current, pertinent, accurate information, and with a high level of integrity. Yeah.
Very well spoken. Very well said. That's wonderful. Well, thank you, Patricia. This has been very illuminating and educational. Thank you for your time, and congratulations again on being a CEP. How long have you been a CEP?
I believe it was fall 2014.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, you enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.